YouTubers, welcome to a very special edition of Trends in the Housing Market. It is I, Mike Martins. I found myself a really good trends article for Trends in the Housing Market today, and it actually deals with the Commonwealth, English-speaking countries. And this is what I've been saying for years now. English-speaking countries are being taken over by investments, foreign investments coming in and taking over. Let's see what it's saying here. A $6.6 trillion real estate bubble brewing in the Commonwealth. There is a massive real estate bubble brewing in the Commonwealth, and I'm dying to see how we get out of this one. Me too. I hope you are too. Instead of crashing in 2008, countries in Canada and Australia, New Zealand, and the UK decided we just need more money. The governments in these four countries didn't have a few years to stimulate the economy. Instead, they repeatedly slashed interest rates so people could carry more and more debt. The result, soaring real estate prices, stagnating incomes, mounting household debt, and lowered economic output have sent the four largest economies in the realm into a massive bubble. Soaring prices. The home prices have soaring really fast in the Commonwealth. Since 2003, prices rose an average 71%. In contrast to those debt-crazed Americans only saw their home rise 47%. Meanwhile, more balanced economy like Germany only saw their property rise 6%, which is very healthy. 6% is good. Note, this isn't hyper hot markets like London, Vancouver, Auckland, Sydney Place, where developers and politicians are claiming they're being Manhattanized. No. The numbers includes places like Atlantic Canada, where population and industry are declining. And I've been talking about this. Here's the four countries that look like when they're broken down. Canada, the land of the moose, maple syrup, property prices climbed 80% since 2003. The average benchmark for a home in Canada now is $456,000. That's $348,000 US. 6 times the median household income. Remember, experts say you should spend 3 to 4 times your annual household income on. So you see where I'm going here. But this is they're pointing out here, right here. They're pointing out like 456 is like super like condo, a 1-bedroom condo along the Pacific Ocean. So, United Kingdom. The UK was one of the countries that got hit the hardest during the 2006-2008 crisis. Even with the minor setback, prices rose 55% since 2003, 251 pounds. That's 260,000 large US. That's about 9 times the median household income. Australia. Since 2003, Australia home prices are up 65%, while still below the average. The average benchmark is in a home now is 623,000. That's more than 9 times the median income. So, but guys, in all fairness, right here, 623,000. That's a 1-bedroom in Sydney or Melbourne. New Zealand. New Zealanders had the highest rise in price of the group. The average benchmark now is 612 New Zealand dollars. That's 443,000 US large. A whopping 84 increase. Again, that 9 times the median income. So what's happening in New Zealand is there's a lot of foreign ownership right now in New Zealand, and there's a lot of people living in garages and in tents. The problem with that, I did an article a few days back on trends in the housing market. The problem with that is the winter's coming now in the southern hemisphere. So I don't know what's going to happen and how this is going to play out, but I'm following this story down in New Zealand very closely. Australia has been bought out. Huge percentages have been sold out, and a lot of the Australian proper are really having a hard time making ends meet. United Kingdom, UK is more of a trampoline. I've seen it go up and down more than any other Commonwealth country. And Canada's pretty much going on. It's been going on an incline since 2008, 2009. It's been steadily increasing, and then in 2014 is when it really started to go crazy, and that's when a lot of people from a lot of foreign investors were coming in to park their money in Canada, and that's where they saw that problem happening, where the local Canadian was bought out and couldn't afford to buy, and that started getting really serious around 2014, and that's when I started making my videos. Stagnating incomes. There's been minor financial bumps in income, inflation, and consuming the extra money. From 2005 to 2015, pay increase by 1% in the UK, 30% in Canada, 41% in New Zealand, 45% in Australia. Healthy sounding metrics in the value of money, what's decaying so quickly? So, like, if money's worth something, if money has some sort of transit value to it, like a good monetized value, the banks would be paying you 4 or 5% interest on your money in the bank. The bank's not even paying 1%; they're paying 0.015% interest on your money. So they're doing that. I mean, if money had value, they'd pay you more on interest, right? When inflation adjusted, those numbers aren't so generous. Australians made 18% over that period. New Zealanders 15%. Canadians 9%. The UK households made 27.86%. I'll save you from having to reread that last part. Households in the UK lost almost a third of their purchasing power. That's what happens when you start overprinting money and getting into huge debt. The country gets into huge debt. By now, you're probably wondering how exactly people are paying for all these houses. There's a graph here. Household debt. Since incomes aren't moving fast, everything else, households have resorted to borrowing. Then this is a problem. And then this has quickly accumulated, resulting to rapidly rising house debt, while many people resort to this in a pinch. It shouldn't be the norm. Yeah, and you start seeing things like people buying their groceries on credit cards, and it's hard. And a lot of people are buying food on credit, and that's how bad things have gotten. Let's keep going there. Economic output. This is a really, really good article. I have to leave a link below for this. It is really well written. It doesn't go into a lot of the, it's not blaming foreign investors, but foreign investing is huge. Australia is getting hit with China, India, UK is coming down. What's that other country? New Zealanders. So Australia's getting hit with a couple of different fronts, right? And it's just what it is. It's a lot of people, especially in India and China, they just don't want to park their money anymore in their country. They just feel this mass devaluation, or they feel, that they don't trust their governments. And what happens is they want to park their money. And I'm going to be really frank with you. If I had very good investments in China and I was like really well off, I would want to myself try to move money into a more safer sector, or a safer, a more of a free market country, a country where the government isn't just going to come and take your money. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's been happening, right? So that's what I'm thinking is what happening, because there's no other reason. Because if I was a multi-millionaire in China, I would have I would live like a king. I would have a beautiful house. I would have I would set myself up really nice. I live in the country, right? I'm a country boy, right? But yeah, I think there's something happening there, and then we're not getting the full story here in the West, and maybe they don't want us to know the full story because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Now India is starting to move on the chessboard. Wealthy Indians from India, there's lots of them that bought into the telecom companies in the 90s. A lot of them that bought in the oil, natural gas in the 80s and 90s. They're cashing out from India now, and they're heading to Australia. They're heading also to London. And some of them are coming to Canada, but majority of them are going to Australia, some to New Zealand, but majority is going to Australia. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think of this trends in the housing market. I really wanted to really put this out there really quick for you guys, because this has a lot of potential to answer a lot of questions. Now, like it says right in the beginning, and I'm dying to see how we get out of this one. So am I. Let me know what you guys think. Comment below.